On October 16th, 2025, Kiss's original lead guitarist, Ace Frehley, sadly passed away. Here's my tribute. Hello, welcome to Music and Stuff. I'm Rob Lewis, and this is a video I didn't want to be making. It's Thank Kiss It's Friday, or I think I'm going to call it Frehley Friday this week. Sadly, Kiss's original lead guitarist, founding member, Ace Frehley, passed away yesterday, age 74. Apparently on September the 25th, he had a fall in his studio in Morristown, New Jersey, and since then had been in hospital on life support and had a brain bleed, which sadly took his life. I read about it shortly before going to bed last night. Absolutely saddened. I've been reviewing the Kiss solo albums, and the first was going to go on YouTube this evening, which was Peter Criss's, and then Gene Simmons, and then I was going to do Paul's and then Ace's. I've recorded Peter's and Gene's, so when you see them, it will be a bit strange because I won't mention Ace's passing, but after that, obviously it'll be recognised in those. So I've just put those back a week. But yeah, this is a video that I never wanted to make. Ace was the first of the original lineup to leave us. But Ace was born Paul Daniel Frehley on April 27th, 1951 in the Bronx. So he was 74 years old. I haven't really got anything planned. What I wanted to say, just that as well as the original lead guitarist, he was also a singer and a songwriter, and had great success after leaving Kiss in 1982. I've just got a few little bits here. I've got my Space Ace, Mr. Potato Head. I just thought I'd get him out. He's usually on the shelf behind the camera. I thought I'd get him out today. I also got his autobiography, No Regrets, which I have started reading a while ago, but for one reason or another, just kind of I never finished it. This is what I've got up to, page 84. So I'm just Googling something while I'm doing this. It's a strange video to be making. I'm just going to be honest with you. The guy is a huge part of the reason why I'm here today as a musician. He inspired me to play guitar when I was about 11, 12, when I first got into Kiss. I never played like Ace Frehley did, but that was always the dream. He was always the bar I had to reach. I never did. But yeah, he joined the band. They were a three-piece, Gene, Paul and Peter, and they wanted a lead guitarist. They put an advert in the Village Voice, and Ace turned up. At the end of the auditions, he just kind of barged in front of the last guy. I think they were just about to give the job to Bob Kulick, and Ace sort of stormed in with one orange sneaker and one red sneaker, plugged in and started playing, and won them round. this isn't a history lesson, but I'm just saying what's coming to my mind. You can even see Ace in the corner of the Kiss poster there. He always said that if it wasn't for music, he would have ended up getting into gang crime. So glad he turned himself round. Also, he designed the Kiss logo, which apparently was later refined by Paul. I think I know the difference. I think when he did it, he did the S's the same, and they weren't joined like they are in the final logo. I think Paul just kind of pushed them together, made it a bit bolder like that. As you can see. So I've managed to squeeze into this shirt that I bought from the Alive Worldwide 96-97 tour when I saw Kiss in the original lineup on the reunion tour, and my friend Nick and I were very young, 16, and we were right near the front. We'd just seen Ozzy Osbourne playing, and Ace and Paul Stanley during, I think it was 100,000 Years, or was it? I can't remember now. They got on this platform, and Gene got on one on the other side of the stage. They got on this platform, and it rose up and went out above the audience, and for a minute or so, Ace and Paul were 10 or 12 feet above my head, looking down at us. That's an image I'll never get out of my mind. Ace's is the only solo album that I never got on vinyl. I got it on CD, obviously I've got them all on CD, but his is the only one I don't have on vinyl. Which is a real shame. But I have got here the original Frehley's Comet album, which I played to death. I found this, we were on holiday once down Bournemouth way, and there's this record store there, and this was in there, and I begged my parents for the money to buy it. I'm not sure if it was me that did it, but there's a slight, you can see where someone's traced the logo. It may have been me, I'm not sure, but it's there. Always made me laugh because it's got that, you may not be able to see it, it's got that baboon type animal on the inner sleeve. But this is the album with Rock Soldiers and Breakout as well, which was written by Ace Frehley, Richard Scarlett, and of course Eric Carr, Kiss drummer, who I believe played on this. But it was also the song that Kiss used for Car Jam, the original demo that Ace then went and finished off. Ace Frehley looking particularly 80s there. So that great album. Of course, Fractured 2, the sequel to Fractured Mirror, which is a great instrumental. So is Fractured 2. Then you had Second Sighting. Haven't played this one as much. This wasn't as well received an album. I think I got this from a boot sale. Not as well received an album as Frehley's Comet. But still good. Frehley's Comet, live in London, available on video. Unusual artwork. Again, Ace on the back, looking a bit 80s. I don't really know what. This video is really just for me, just to I don't know, get it off my chest. And of course, Trouble Walking, featuring Shot Full of Rock, Hide Your Heart, which came out at the same time as Kiss's version of Hide Your Heart, and Trouble Walking, of course, and Fractured 3, another reworking of the Fractured Mirror song. Some candid lyrics on the back there, some candid studio photography. This album had Anton Fig playing on drums. Yeah, another great album. I've got that one on CD. I can't get the two Frehley's Comet albums on CD, but I have got Trouble Walking on CD as well. So I'm not entirely sure if I've ever played this. Only the CD version. So the music world is obviously reeling from the sad news as Ace Frehley flies back to his home planet of Jendal, the Space Ace. You ever watch an interview with Ace Frehley? It's very, very entertaining, particularly the Tom Snyder one. I'm reminded of that one when he talks about Tom Snyder says Gene Simmons is the bass player. So Ace Frehley says, I'm the trout player. And then Tom Snyder says to him, so you're kind of a spaceman? And Ace, made up in the costume, just says, no, actually, I'm a plumber. And that laugh. And that ack! If you've seen Phantom of the Park, ack! Yeah, very, very sad day. Basically, as a kid, 11, 12 years old, Ace Frehley, well, all of Kiss, but yeah, Ace Frehley was my hero. And I wanted to play guitar like him. I wanted to be as cool as him. He was the coolest guy. Yeah. So, I was trying to find the tributes that people have been paying on social media. There's not going to be a lot of editing in this, so this is just a raw recording. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons together paid tribute, saying he was an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier. And part of the history, I can't find it all now. This is, of course, not long after Gene Simmons has also been in hospital after a car crash. It's funny because I was going to make a video just sort of about Ace, just sort of saying I hope he's okay and everything. I thought, no, he'll be fine. He'll be back soon. I can't find. Oh, here we go. So, statement from Ace's family. We're completely devastated and heartbroken. In his last moments, we were fortunate enough to have been able to surround him with loving, caring, peaceful words, thoughts, prayers and intentions as he left this earth. We cherish all of his finest memories, his laughter, and celebrate his strengths and kindness that he bestowed upon others. The magnitude of his passing is of epic proportions and beyond comprehension. Reflecting on all of his incredible life achievements, Ace's memory will continue to live on forever. And Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons did a joint statement. We are devastated by the passing of Ace Frehley. He was an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier during some of the most formative, foundational chapters of the band and its history. He is and will always be a part of Kiss's legacy. Our thoughts are with Jeanette, Monique and all those who loved him, including our fans around the world. Brett Michaels, Poison. Ace, my brother, I surely cannot thank you enough for the years of great music, the many festivals we've done together, and your lead guitar are nothing but a good time. All my love and respect from my family and myself. May you rest in peace. Of course, Ace was due to appear with the rest of the original lineup of Kiss at the Kennedy Center when they were receiving their honours in December. Unfortunately, he won't make it. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. My first guitar hero, Ace Frehley, has passed away. The legendary Space Ace Frehley inspired generations to love rock and roll guitar playing. His timeless riffs and solos, the billowing smoke coming from his Les Paul, the rockets shooting from his headstock, his cool, spacey onstage wobble, and his unforgettable crazy laugh will be missed, but never will be forgotten. Thank you, Ace, for a lifetime of great music and memories. Gibson guitar manufacturers. We are deeply saddened to hear of the passing of the legendary Ace Frehley. Thank you for the decades of music, inspiring generations with your electrifying guitar work and unforgettable stage presence. Your sound helped define rock and roll. Our thoughts are with Ace's family, friends and fans around the world. Rest easy, Spaceman. Your legacy will live on forever. Steve Vai said Frehley was the embodiment of rock and roll attitude, unapologetic, loud and irresistibly catchy. His riffs had swagger, his tone had bite, and his presence lit up stages like a supernova. The spaceman has left the stage, but his orbit will shine forever. Stephen Van Zandt from the Bruce Springsteen E Street Band and The Sopranos. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Just as Kiss has been underrated as a band all these years, so is Ace underrated as a guitar player. The original band had that magical, undefinable chemistry that all great bands have, and his writing also contributed to their success. Our love and condolences go out to his family. Alice Cooper said the worst part of being in rock and roll at this point is the fact that some of our fraternity have just reached that age where they leave the planet. Some of the guys that started 30, 40, 50 years ago are starting to go, and of course Ace Frehley from Kiss. One of the pioneers, one of the great guitar players out there. Ace was an absolute guitar hero to so many people. I did more tours with him than anybody else as far as opening for us for quite a long time. So we became quite good friends, and you know, he always brought it every night. He did it every night, and it's just hard to see somebody like that go. We know that right now that the Kiss fans are certainly in mourning, and certainly his family, and certainly everybody that knew him. Ace was an ace. Frehley is survived by his ex-wife, Jeanette Trerotola, and his daughter, Monique Frehley. So that's some of the tributes. There's some more here. Where is it now? Gene Simmons wrote his own one. Our hearts are broken. Ace has passed on. No one can touch Ace's legacy. I know he loved the fans. He told me many times. Sadder still, Ace didn't live long enough to be honoured at the Kennedy Center Honours event in December. Ace was the eternal rock soldier. Long may his legacy live on. And Paul Stanley posted a photograph of him and Ace. I remember 1974 being in my room at the Hyatt on Sunset in LA, and I heard someone playing deep and fiery guitar in the room next door. I thought, boy, I wish that guy was in the band. I looked over the balcony. He was. It was Ace. This is my favourite photo of us. And original Kiss drummer Peter Criss wrote a tribute. With a broken heart and deep, deep sadness, my brother Ace Frehley has passed away, he said. He died peacefully with his family around him. wife and I were with him to the end as well. I love you, my brother. My love and prayers go out to Jeanette, Monique, Charlie and Nancy, and all of Ace's extended family, bandmates, fans and friends. May the Lord comfort you at this difficult time. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit choked up here, reading those tributes. It's weird when someone you've never met dies, someone famous, because you don't know them, but they still touched your life in such a way. It's just incredibly sad that Ace has left us in that way. I don't really know what else to say now. But so yeah, I'm going to be putting out. I put out songs every week, and I'm going to have to do. I was already planning to do Rip It Out when I do the Ace Frehley solo album review. I might have to do something else. Might do a bit of Cold Gin next week. Well, I didn't think I'd get that emotional doing that. But there you go. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. And all being well, next week I'll have the Peter Criss solo album review. Of course, I won't mention Ace's death in that, or the Gene Simmons one, because I recorded them already, but I will recognise it in future Kiss videos. So yeah, thanks again for watching. If you're able to subscribe and like, please do. Add a comment. Let me know your thoughts, your memories of Ace Frehley in the comments. And oh, one thing I forgot to mention. I don't know where it is. I don't even know if I've still got it. But years ago, I got a troll. Do you remember trolls with the fluffy hair and the big cheeks and the smile, and big eyes? I got a troll. It was about that big, fuzzy, blonde hair, and I don't know if you also remember, like, really early computers. We had a ZX Spectrum, and if you printed anything, it came on like this small roll of like silver paper, not like tin foil. It was paper, but it had like this kind of silver look to it. I decided I was going to take this troll. I wrapped him up. I put black electrical insulation tape all the way around his body, and used this silver paper to do the Ace Frehley triangle and stuff. Got a marker pen, did black fingernails and toenails, and used Tipp-Ex to do a white face, and a marker pen to do the outline, and then a silver felt tip to do the eye makeup. And I made my own Ace Frehley troll. I don't know if I've still got it. If I do still have it, it's probably in my parents' loft or in my garage somewhere, but I really don't know if it's still a thing, but I'd love to see that again. I made that in, I don't know, well over 30 years ago. But yeah, let me know what your memories of Ace Frehley in the comments, and again, thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And yeah, fly high, spaceman. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Thanks very much for watching. see you next time. And what it is I need is like a 20-second clip that I can put at the end of each video. You know how other YouTubers do it, whether I have at the end of a video like 4 things on the screen, it's, you know, like and subscribe, that kind of stuff. I just need something like that, but I don't know what to put.